Hello everyone, I hope you are doing good. In the previous video, we learned about single linked list. I hope you got all the basic concept. I told you about one line of the code what have to be done. Still, if you're not understanding, we can discuss on this code in a better way. I hope you join me there and you ask me the questions which part you're not understanding, including the line number you can see in the side in order to explain every line. Today we'll learn about double linked list, but before going to that concept, you should be very clear with single linked list because most of the concepts are derived from single linked list in the double linked list. So let's go to the double linked list. Before starting with the code, I want to give you just brief introduction how linked list, single linked list and double linked list are different. I'll just go to my photos where I have kept. Okay, in the previous video, I showed you about this figure. I called it single linked list and I said you that this is a node and it contains two parts, the data parts and the pointer parts which point to the next node as shown in this figure. And this is the systematic diagram where the last node, that is the tail, points to null. But in double linked list, there is a slight different. Here, the node contains of three parts: the previous, data, and the next. While in single linked list, there were only two parts. So, what is the difference? Is that in a double linked list, we can point to the previous node. Suppose we are in this node, the second node, we can point to this node. I'll just take a pen. Okay, I'll just take a pen. Sorry for the delay. I'll take a. Suppose we are in this node and we want to access this node. So here by double linked list we can just call the previous and we can access this. While if you just go to this double linked list, you can see that, okay, but if you go to single linked list, you can see that we don't have previous. Means if we are here, we can second one, we can access to the third, but we can access to the first. So this is the main difference in single linked list and double linked list. So we'll do the code, and code you'll understand in a better way. So let's jump to VS Code and let's start off. I'll just copy paste one basic code and you already know what this code is. In the previous video we did using structure. I already showed you what structure and difference between structure and class, but this time we are doing it with the help of class. So I'll just cut out this code and you understand this. Okay, let me say the lines what I have written. In the class I said you should use the public because in structure it is public in directly, so we don't use this keyword. But in class these are private in nature, so you should use the public keyword, or you can make one more class and give a friend class with it. So we took a data like the previous example in single linked list. Here in the previous we created only one node. Okay, I'll show one more time that so that you understand better. I wanted that you should learn in a proper way so that you don't face any difficulty. In the previous there was only one extra node, that is next. But in double linked list we'll create two nodes, the previous and the next, because in double linked list the node contains three parts: the data, the next, and the previous. So this is the main uh, code that need to be executed. Now we'll add the functionality inside it. First of all, we'll create an instance of a node. We'll write it the head and we'll just point it to null. Okay, just right in front of the head so that like a pointer. Okay, we created an instance head will contain many nodes, that's why we are writing it using a asterisk sign, and we are directly writing it null because in the previous we did not directly write null, we gave it a constructor. You can see here we gave it a constructor, but even without the constructor you can just write it null and it will get initialized to null in a straight way. Now first of all, what are the things we'll do today? First we'll do insertion in the front. In the earlier video I said you there are three types of insertion: front, end, and random position. Today we'll do front and we'll display, and in the second video we'll do like inserting in the middle or in the end and how to delete it. So we created a node with null. Now we'll create a function. Let's write the function node and we'll just write front, and inside this we'll give access to this head. We'll give access to this head. We'll just write n% head and we'll pass a number. Okay, now you can see that this function is created. We did not create a function, but we'll create a function of this type. So we'll just go here and we'll write void, and the name of the function is node front. So we'll just write node and front. Now we'll give the arguments. These are the arguments we need to pass. So we'll write node and asterisk, and we'll give a name. You can give it anything name, just we'll write reference so that we understand better, and one integer type. Okay, it's like the previous one. I hope you're not facing any difficulty till now. Okay, now we'll do what the functionality have to do. We'll add like node in the front before the head is added. Suppose here you can see the head is already added and it is the null. We wanted to add in front of the head, and whatever we add we want to make it the present head. So what are the condition we'll pass? Firstly we'll make a node here. We'll just write node. Node is the name of the class. You can write anything, but it looks good when you write node because you understand that it is a part of node. And we'll create a new node. We'll just write new node. You can name it anything. Just for better understanding, I'm writing new node, and we'll create with the dynamic memory acceleration. We'll just create a node. Okay, now one new node is created. Now we wanted to put value inside it. We wanted this data. It should contain a data. It can be any type function or different type of data types like character, string, and all that. It's up to you. We are taking example of data because we have done this in the previous. As you can see here also we took the integer type data. So I wanted it to be same so that you understand in a better way. Okay, now we'll take the data inside. How to take data? I already said it. We'll just type name of the node and give this arrow symbol and just write the name of the what are the data name, the variable name, and pass whatever the we want to pass the value of n that will be passed in this argument. I hope you're getting it by now. Now we'll add the functionality of how this should be. So we'll write new node and we'll write next. In the next it should print to the head that was passed here. This is reference. It should, because this is currently the head, but we want to add it in front of it, so the new node should pass to the reference. So this should be our next. So I hope you're getting till this line. And in the previous, I said in double linked list we need a previous also. So we'll just write new node, and in the previous we'll just pass null. Okay, why I did this? I'll go once more to the example figure to show you. I said whatever is in the first, in the previous it should point to the null. You can see this is the main systematic. You should know this. This is the main concept here. And the last one in the next it should point to null. I hope you are getting this. So in the previous we just gave access to null. Okay, I hope till now it's clear till now. Now we'll add some condition like if the reference the past reference is not equals to null. First of all it was null, you can see we added straightly in null, but if it is not null, what is the functionality that you should program? It should just write, okay, sorry for this. Okay, I'll just write here. Now what we should do, we should just make it that the reference thus passed. Okay, let me write reference passed in the previous it should point to the new node, because now if it is not null, this will behave as the second element because one element is already added here. So this should point to the previous one. This head should, before head, this is the head that was earlier. Now it should point to the one in the previous that is now recently created, and our this new node should be the current head. So we'll just write reference, means this is the reference is the current head, because this we made it head, we can name it anything. This is the current head, should be equals to new node, the node that we just created. The meaning of this is new node is the current head. Now the new node is behaving as the head. I hope you are getting this. Now if you run this, if you don't face any error, means our code is correct. Okay, let's run this. Wait, you can see there are no error, means all code are correct. Now I'll just zoom in a bit so that you can see better. Okay, I hope you can see in a better way now. Okay, now you can see there are no error, means our everything is correct. Now we are ready to go and display something. So we'll just write one more function called display, and just we'll pass the head inside it. So we'll pass the head, and now let's write the function here. So we'll write a void function called display. We'll just write display, and what are the functionality that we should give inside it? We should give functionality that it should print out all the data that is inside this head or the node that we just created. So we'll create one more node. I'll show you later on why I created this node. Okay, we'll create a new node. We'll just write it new node, not new node, rev, or we can just call temporary. It becomes easy to read. We just call it temporary node. Okay, why I created this node you'll understand in the later part. I won't say now because you need to know in the later part. It's just a like surprise type. and we create it. We gave it access to node because we'll pass the node here. You can see in the display we'll pass the name of the node. Okay, now we want to check if it's not null. We'll write if our node is not equals to null, means if node is not null we need to print the data. So we'll just write cout and node data. So okay, data. Okay, we'll just pass the node and we'll give a and l so that the line changes. And for the we'll pass this node inside the temp is equal to node. It can take the value because it is also a part of node. So this temporary value will take the node, and we'll need to increase the value of node so that it does this while loop don't run till infinity. So we'll just write node equals to node next. So it will go to the next, and you know when it reaches at the end, if you see the figure once more, when it reaches the end, the next will be null, and thus this while loop will get over and we'll get out of the while loop. We'll create one more while loop while our is temporary is not equals to null. Okay, you'll understand why I created this now. Slowly by slowly we'll just write cout temp of data, sorry for the temp of data, and endl, and we'll just increase the value of temp is equals to temp previous. In the previous also we'll face null once when it reaches the first value. I said you in the diagram, you can just go back and see, and we'll just create an empty line here so that it doesn't mix up. Okay, now if you just run this, okay, there is an error expected before temp. So where is our temp? We created our temp. Okay, we are getting an error in line number 46. So cout, and we did not write here. Okay, now if you just run this, okay, everything is running well because we're not facing any error now. Now we need to add some more value so that you can understand. If you don't add any value, you can see that two ones are getting printed, but if you add some more value, you'll understand these ones are in different order. Okay, I'll just copy paste this, just copy paste this 2-3 times. Okay, 4 times is better, so we'll just write 2 here, 3 and 4, and if you just run it, you can see two orders are printed, one from the first 4 3 2 1 and second is 1 2 3 4. That's why I added this temp node. For the first while loop, it's printing in the reverse order. You can see it's printing in the reverse order, while for the second one it's printing in the right order. This is only possible by use of this double linked list because it has a pointer to the previous, but in single linked list we can't do the reversal. We can do it if it, I don't know, I did not get it till now, but I think we can do it. But in the double linked list we can do it easily just by adding a node and use the previous value or the next value, and we can just change the order. This is the main reason I showed you by writing an extra temp here. I hope you got the basic concept of temporary, how to display and how to add node in double linked list. In the second, we'll add, in the next video we'll learn about adding value in the end and in the random position, and also teach you how to delete. So I hope you got all the basic concept. Let's start from the first once more so that you understand a better way. This is the main, there is nothing to do with this. You already know we should include this. We created a class called node and we gave this public access so that we can access by the functions. We are adding two nodes because double linked list has 2 pointers, the previous and the next. And this is the code that we did for adding in the front. What we did here is that we created a new node called new node, and inside the new node we passed the data that was in the argument, and after the new node next means the new node will point to the head that was earlier, that was automatically created in the int main. You can see this is the first node that was created. The new node will point to that node, and in the previous it will point to null because in double linked list the first one should, in the previous the first node should print to null, and this is just changing the value that it should be the previous head. Now the current head should be the one that is recently created, and we just printed out the value. I hope you got this, just printing out the data what was inside it. So this was it for today. I hope you understood little bit. It was a little bit slow because I wanted to teach you in slow so that you understand the concept better. In the next video, it will be little fast because now you already know all the basic concept of double linked list. So thank you for watching. See you in the next.